Hey guys, it's Kat and I am back today to put some makeup on my face. Now, according to the viewfinder, I look like a corpse. I currently have a bit of foundation on, I have not set it, and I've got a bit of my MAC Pro Longwear paint pot in groundwork, so I look like I've got dark circles. But I did that to myself intentionally for some reason. Anyway, today what I'm doing is I'm taking some products that you guys recommended and I'm testing them out. So about 3 weeks ago, probably when you're watching this, closer to a month ago, I did a shout out on my community tab and I said, give me your recommendations. I want to try things that you guys have recommended that you think I might like. And I spent the last couple of weeks trying to track down a few of them. Now, I have been limited with what I can get for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't want to spend excessive shipping on things. Like an example was a lipstick that was recommended from Lisa Eldridge. I have tried the formula before, but this shade was recommended. But I think shipping alone was like 25 bucks. I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that for one lipstick. And a lot of other things weren't available in Australia, were harder to get in Australia, or were quite expensive. And I sort of thought, look, I need to be reasonable here. Also, because I'm doing my buy series, which is whatever I buy, I also need to say bye to a similar product. So I was very mindful of only picking products that I was then happy to sacrifice something else of a similar type to bring it into my collection. So had a lot of restrictions, but some of the suggestions were great suggestions. I will go through some of them now. A common one was the new Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink Liquid Lipstick. They aren't in Australia. A couple of people suggested that. I looked them up. I want to try them. They're not here. Wet n Wild Tinted Moisturiser, not available in Australia. We're lagging behind with a lot of these more affordable sort of drugstore brands. Then there was like the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon lipstick. I've tried that. I feel like because I've been trying makeup for so long, a lot of these things I've tried. MAC Cream Color Base was recommended, which is really funny because I bought that like 10 years ago based on the Pixie Woo recommendation, and it was in this shade as well, Hush. These aren't in Australia anymore. Hush, I think, has been discontinued from a lot of places, but cream color bases do not exist in Australia anymore, which is sad because they are cool products. I do agree. Mel came through with a lot of cool suggestions. I actually did pick one of her suggestions, but a lot of them I've tried. So I've got 7 products here that I've tracked down in the last couple of weeks. I've got a hair product that I'll talk about a bit later on, a skincare product that I'll talk about a bit later on, but I really want to put on makeup because I look absolutely hideous. Surprisingly, a lot of people recommended e.l.f. Now, the funny thing about e.l.f. is it should be a brand that I've tried most things from, or a lot of things from, but in Australia, e.l.f. was available online, but only a selection of products were released in store. Now they've expanded that, so it's a lot easier to find things in store. They do have a bigger range online, so more shades, more products. But I literally had to go to 4 different stores to get these products because I feel like e.l.f. is a brand that people steal a lot. And I'm only saying that because there's a particular blush that I was looking for. And I went to stores that said it was in stock, not just like limited stock or check the store. They're saying, yes, it's in stock. And the whole e.l.f. sort of area had been picked bare. So I feel like these are products that are very easy to steal, and that's why it's very hard to get. Now I've got the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. I don't know if it's my shade. I just had to guess because they have no testers in store. But this was recommended, and I'll put the recommendation on the screen. It wasn't clear if it was the original Camo or if it was the hydrating one. Also, Rebecca, love yous, Rebecca. She did recommend the hydrating one, but I just feel like for me, the matte finish one might be a bit better, and it had better reviews online. So I just feel like maybe this is the one that was originally recommended to me. The Putty Bronzer was recommended. I got the shade Tan Lines, which I think is a lighter version, and also the Putty Blush. I wanted to get the Putty Blush. I tried. I went to 4 stores and it was picked bare. I also picked up the Instant Lift Brow Pencil in neutral brown. I don't know if this is going to suit me, but I'm going to try it. And those were all recommended by different people. And I even had more e.l.f. recommendations. If I love these products, I might do a full face video on e.l.f. products. So if you really love e.l.f. products, probably besides the primer, because I don't think I'm going to like the primer, I might place an order from the e.l.f. website and order like a full face of stuff and do a whole video. But yeah, I was surprised at how much e.l.f. was coming up in the recommendations. But it was good because it means it was cheap, which is great. And the last two things that I'm going to use, I've got two products from MAC. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Lip. I did do a full review of this, but I'll talk more about it when I put it on. And I also have this mascara, which is a new mascara. I think this is actually a mini. It's the MACStack mascara. There's a few different versions, and according to the pack that I got it in, this is actually the mini version. So it's an 8ml, which sounds normal to me, but I'm going to try this. All right, let's start with the concealer because I'm in desperate need of concealer. I got the shade Medium Peach. Doesn't look like a medium, it looks very light. To be fair, I don't even know if this is the shade that I wanted. I feel like I just went to, that is so light for a medium. I just feel like I went to a section and I was like, oh, this is the shade I want. And it doesn't say anything on the outside of the box because there's stickers all over it. And I feel like I might have got the wrong shade. Anyway, whatever, it is what it is. All right, normally I would use a sponge, but I forgot to bring one in, and there's people working in the study where I keep my makeup, so I'll use a Nabla Bonnie Mine brush. So this is a matte finish, and it's supposed to be like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a dupe or similar sort of finish and consistency to the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I actually like that. Since I have oily skin, I find that these sort of setting concealers work really well under my eyes and all over my face. That color is too light. Look, let's be real, but I can make it work. Yeah, so I think those are sort of really polarizing concealers, but the people that it works for, it works really well. This, you need the smallest amount. I didn't need to use as much as I did. Let's turn this brush around and try to take some excess off. It blends quite well, and I've had this foundation on for a little while now. I haven't set it, but it is just a matte sort of finish foundation, so it's starting to set on its own. Okay, just around there. I've had a cold that's going to be worn off as soon as I blow my nose, but this is actually blending quite nicely. And again, I usually use a sponge because I feel like that blends it even better, but with a brush, this has been quite a pleasant experience so far. Definitely too light for me. It is that sort of highlighted brightening concealer effect, but I don't really like that effect. I feel like it looks too bold on me, but it is quite nice. And I will be using, this is so tiny. I thought this was going to be bigger. It's only 10 grams. Yeah, 10 grams, which is quite a lot, to be fair. Like, I was having a look and I was comparing it to my NARS one. That's 19 grams. It just looks so much more significantly bigger. When I saw this in person for the first time, I was like, are you kidding me? That's a bronzer? Like, I'll use that up in like no time. I think it was like $14 in Australia full price. So it's a nice shade though. This actually looks a lot like the Laguna one. It's almost the same color. I might swatch them side by side. This feels thinner. Laguna feels like more of a mousse consistency, and this feels a lot, for lack of a better word, oilier. I don't know how I feel about this. So that's the e.l.f. one. This is so much more pigmented. Let's just take a little bit less. Blend it out. That's the NARS one. It does look like a similar color once it's blended out. So hopefully, I just wasted so much of my NARS one. Can I scrape it back in? Yeah, it's like a balm. I wouldn't call that a mousse. That's like a balm. So it's got a big, like a real shine to it. This is a mousse. Like, that's a matte mousse. This looks very shiny. I'm curious about this. It's so small. It's like my brush is just fitting into it. This is Ella Cosmetics Q01 brush, and I'm just going to pick up a bit of product and try to warm up my face. Again, my base is matte. Oh, it's not pigmented at all. It is matte, but it's not set, so hopefully it blends this. Look, it's good because it's subtle, but you do need to pick up, like, I'm going in a lot and it's just, hello, are you there? Look, subtle, nice for every day. I'm so used to just like touching it like this and then using that like all over my face. So I don't, look, in terms of, it's blending nicely. it's looking quite nice. The colour's looking quite nice. Is it lifting some makeup here a little bit? Maybe a tiny amount, but again, the shade's really nice. I think my hesitation with recommending this at the moment anyway, like the colour's nice, it does blend nicely. I just feel like I'm using a lot to get it on my face. I feel like I'm using a shit ton. I'm just so used to using a tiny bit of a more pigmented cream and sort of blending it out and having, like, I've gone back in with this like 20 times. The effect is really nice and it's not disrupting my base. My only hesitation about sort of recommending this over something like NARS is that this is $14 in Australia and it's 10 grams. I think this is like 50 something. I'll have to put it on the screen, and it's 19 grams. However, I feel like this goes a lot further because you literally just have to go like touch and blend it all on your face. Whereas this, I feel like I would go through, if I was using this exclusively on a daily basis, I think I'd go through this in like a month or two. Whereas I think this would take me closer to like a year to use up. So in terms of how much value you get out of it, I actually think this would be better value in the long run. But this is a nice way to like test sort of like a creamy sort of bronzer and see if it works for you, but it does give a beautiful effect. I was actually really hesitant to get a darker blush or a brighter blush because I thought it's going to be too much, but if it's this consistency, it's going to be super sheer. So that's very pretty. Look, I like it. I'm glad I've tried it finally. It's been sort of a talked about product for a couple of years now, but I just, yeah, that took a lot of building up. All right, I'm just going to set my base a little bit. It's just the Nabla close-up powder in light. This is just because I didn't try a new powder. Everything looks quite nice after powdering. It looks quite flawless. There is a bit of creasing, but I just think that's my face. I probably should have set my concealer a little bit faster. And there is a little bit of lifting. So right there, I think the foundation lifted a bit with the bronzer. Yeah, I think here and here for some reason, the bronzer has sort of lifted my base a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. Like you can see it on camera, but it's not that big a deal. All right, brow pencil from e.l.f. This is just like a try on e.l.f. video, really. Milani was another brand that popped up a couple of times. I do want to try some more of that, but my local price lines didn't have the stuff in stock, so that might be another video for down the track. This is actually a nice retractable pencil. I think the shade looks good, and it's just got a spoolie on one end. I don't think I've used new brow pencils in a long time because I tend to just stick to the same old thing that works. This is a good color match for me though, and it's not so dry that it's scratchy, but it's not so creamy that it deposits like a heap of product. It's a nice brow pencil. Yeah, I think this is an easy to use brow pencil. This is a good sort of like everyday brow pencil. It just fills in a bit. It's not too bold, easy to use. If you want to get really fancy and do like little flicks, I don't think it's as precise for that, but I think just for filling in areas, it's a really nice brow pencil. And the fact that it's retractable is great. The fact that it's got a spoolie on the other side is great, so you can just brush things through if you've sort of overdone it, or if your eyebrow hairs are going a bit crazy like mine always do. I like that. I think that's a good brow pencil. All right, I really want to try this mascara. Now this mascara has some wacky claims. It's supposed to, like, you're supposed to be able to stack it on and it not clump or look like too full on. It's got, look, I do like these sort of plastic bristles. A lot of people don't like them. I do. I disagree. Look, I'm just going to say, I'm going to have to wipe some off because this is loaded. This brush has heaps of product on it. I'm just scraping it off. Look, it's not bad that it's got a lot on it because it means that you get a lot of product in the tube, but it does mean that if you don't scrape it off, you're going to have some clumpy lashes, which is exactly what this is claiming it doesn't do. I feel like it already looks clumpy. What's your thoughts? That's one coat. I'll do this other eye and then I'll do another coat. What I might have to do, let me know if you're interested. So this mascara claims that you can do 40 coats, which is a bit excessive. Now, I question, are they talking about coats as in like you put a coat on, let it dry, come back, do another coat, let it dry, come back, do another coat? Or are they talking about like 40 swipes? Because that's a completely different situation. Because like I'm just now on my bottom lashes, I've done like how many swipes? Like 10 swipes. And that's mainly just to brush the product through. But I wonder if their claim, yeah, is it set, build, set, build, set, build? Or is it like just brushing through? For just a mascara, this is quite a dramatic lash. I just can't imagine how 40 coats of this will work. Let me know if you want to see me try 40 coats of this, like legitimately one coat, let it dry, another coat, let it dry, and try that 40 coats and see how it looks, because I think it's gonna look ridiculous. I like this. I think this is a cool looking mascara. I don't mind a bit of chunky lashes. I don't need like the wispy, natural. I do want some definition because I feel like my eyes sort of need it. And I like this amount. I think for 2 coats, this is really nice, but I did have to wipe off the brush a bit because it was quite loaded. And I do think this is verging on clumping. So do I like this so far? Yes. I might check back later today and show you how everything's wearing and holding up. Because mascara can go south. Like it can stick to your concealer, it can flake off, it can do a bunch of stuff. So I might check back later and show you how it's going. But so far, I like the effect of this with 2 coats. All right, lip primer. So this is the Prep and Prime lip. It's this nice vanilla scented, I can barely smell anything, I've got a cold, lip balm. It's very natural looking and very thin. So it's literally like I've put nothing on my lips. I did do a full sort of test of this because I thought if I just demonstrate it, it's not going to show anything. So the other day, and I've put up the video already. So in my video where I tested this with 4 lip products, I sort of concluded that I think this is really good for people with drier lips, but I do have quite well hydrated lips that rarely gets dry. And I found testing different formulas that having that layer of something between my lip product and my lips, it actually wore off faster. It did wear off more evenly. So it was less sort of like lip color and then bare lip on the inner portion. It sort of wore off a lot more evenly, which was nice. But in terms of longevity, it didn't actually make my lip products last longer. And I didn't feel like it, I don't feel like it was really worth it for me. A bunch of people were saying you have to leave it on longer. So what I did was I put it on and then sort of almost straight away put on the lip product. Now this is tacky, so if you do leave it, it goes a bit tackier. But I have also tried it in the last couple of days, just letting it go a bit tacky and then put the lip product on, and I still don't really see much of a difference. So I'm not saying this is a bad lip primer. I'm just saying I think it's not really for everyone. I think some people are going to think it's amazing and other people are going to think it's just average. And I did mention in that video that I think this would be a nice sort of just natural everyday lip balm. So if you don't like makeup or you want some hydration, but you want that sort of more matte, natural sort of finish, this would be a nice one. But because it does have that stickiness, I don't know if it would be the most comfortable as just a lip balm. I'm sure you can get used to it, but yeah, I'm a bit on the fence about this. I think for me, it's going to be something that I'll reach for exclusively when I'm wearing quite a matte lipstick and I want some hydration under my lipstick without it sort of being really shiny and slippery like a traditional lip balm or lip gloss. So yeah, I think this is going to work wonders for some people, but for me, I don't think it's amazing, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll use it, but I probably wouldn't repurchase this. Let's zoom out and talk about the other 2 products that I can't really demonstrate, but I can talk about. So this is the Uemura Art of Hair. It's a Nourishing Taming Overnight Serum. And this is the thing that made me think of doing this video, because I saw this recommended in the comments. I saw that it was on sale from Adore Beauty. I was placing an order anyway, and I thought, look, I'm going to try it. I love Uemura. I think their products for my hair work really, really well. None of the products I've used so far have really weighed down my hair, which is a huge pet peeve of mine, because I can have hair that goes from looking quite, okay, let's be fair, frizzy, and have quite a lot of volume, to looking like dirty and like gross within a matter of applying a product. So I don't get along with most hair products. My hair just doesn't absorb the hair product very well. It sits on the surface, it weighs it down, it makes it look greasy and gross. Uemura is one of the few brands that I find don't do that with their styling products, the ones I've tried anyway, so I'm quite confident buying from them. Now, this product is an interesting one. I've tried it a few times and I'm sort of struggling a little bit with it. So this is designed for dry to very dry hair, which I do not have. I've got drier, frizzier ends, but I get oily roots, and I don't like bleach my hair or dye my hair, so my hair isn't brittle and dry. So it's probably not the best for me, but it is claiming to be taming and also reduce frizziness, which I do have. You're supposed to apply on dry or damp hair before bedtime. Spread a pump into hands and distribute the product evenly on the tips. So you adapt the amount that you use based on your hair length, which makes sense, and you're supposed to style it in the morning as normal. Now, I've done that, and I've also done applied it after I've washed my hair in the morning. So for example, I've put it on today. So I washed my hair this morning. I put it on my damp hair. I actually used 2 pumps. I find that you actually need quite a lot of this product, I do anyway, to see any result. And I feel like I'm going to go through this really quickly. For a product that's over 50 Australian dollars, I don't think this is going to last very long, because look, the good thing is you can apply a lot, and again, it doesn't weigh down my hair, so that's a tick for me. But I find that to see a noticeable difference, I need to use like 2 pumps, and I don't even have much hair. So it says something. Results wise, I still have frizzy hair. Like, I have applied quite a lot today, and it's not making my hair look shiny or glossy, or like maybe slightly less frizz, but not much. I think what this mainly does is it makes my hair feel softer. So I think if you've got nice smooth hair that just feels a bit brittle, I think you would love this product. I think it is one of those products that you can put in your hair before you go to bed, put your hair in your little messy bun or whatever before you go to bed, and you wake up and your hair will feel nice and soft. I think this would be a beautiful product for you if that's what your hair's like. And the only reason I can imagine this being something they recommend putting on at night is that it takes a while to sort of soften the hair. It's not one of those instant things that coats the hair and changes the way it looks. I think it is something that it's a treatment that's supposed to sort of develop over time. Now, for me, my problem is I can go to bed with hair like this, which even looks crazy as it is. I can put the products in the end and go, yeah, cool. I could even tie it up in a little like bun or a clip or something. But inevitably, when I wake up in the morning, my hair is like 3 times the size of this. And no matter what I do, it's super frizzy. And if I brush it through, if I I need to put product in the morning to sort of settle it down. So I feel like this doesn't change the look of my hair. It doesn't make it look less frizzy, just purely because you're supposed to put it in overnight. So for me, this is a product that makes my hair feel nicer, but it doesn't change the way my hair looks. And I think for the price, I want my hair to look better than it would without this, and it doesn't, simply because my hair and bedtime, it's just, they do not go well together, and I really need my styling product in the morning to bring down that frizz and make it look a little bit more manageable and nicer. And this, I think, isn't perfect for my routine. So I think this is a good product. And again, I think it makes my hair feel soft, but I don't think it works with my hair routine and my hair style, I suppose. And I feel like when I use this in the morning, whether it's on dry or wet hair, I just need to use a lot of it to get any noticeable difference in the look of my hair. Whereas I feel like it's so much easier just to go in with like half a pump of hair oil to reduce frizziness and sort of bring the waves together a little bit, than use like 2 or 3 pumps of this. So Nice product. I just don't think it's for me, unfortunately. I want to love it and I will keep using it. I might just keep using it at night. Just be like, hopefully if I use this every night, my hair's going to be amazing. But right now, I definitely, look, I'll recommend it to people who have hair that isn't as crazy as mine. But my hair, yeah, it needs something in the morning to help it, not something at night. All right, the last thing, and this is something that I really thoroughly enjoy. So I'll put the recommendation on the screen. This is a CeraVe Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser. It's for normal to very dry skin, which I do not have. I have oily combination skin. I have pulled this out of my shower. I've had it in my shower for a little while now, and I do enjoy it. I've tried it in different ways that I don't recommend. But this is just a cleanser, but it's got oils in it. Now, what I like about this is it's a foaming cleanser, but it's very, very thin, but it's very gentle, so it doesn't strip your skin. But it also is really effective. It removes product really well, and I feel like the oil in here helps break down product, helps break down grime, but it like smears on really well. Like I've got another cleanser in my bathroom that it sort of like is a thicker gel, and you got to like really rinse it to get it off. But because this is so thin, it spreads really easily. You just need to use a small amount. It foams nicely, and then you wash it off. It's all gone. It's great. So I think this is a really nice cleanser. I got the small bottle, but I would definitely repurchase the big one. I think this is very nice. I have also used this to remove my makeup. So one day I tried this with like a moderate face of makeup, and it did remove most of it. Usually I do a pre-cleanse with a oil or a balm. I didn't really need to do that. I think if I wore a lot of makeup, this wouldn't remove everything, but it did a pretty good job on just like a small amount of makeup. I've also used this almost as an oil cleanser. It's not designed for that, don't do that. But what I did was I put it on my full face of makeup on the dry skin, worked it in a little bit, and then jumped in the shower, washed it off, and it did remove everything. So this is an interesting product. I like it. I think it's a really nice, gentle, but effective cleanser, and I don't really have any faults with it, which is good. It's like fragrance free, contains ceramides, triglycerides, squalane, like it's all good. It's all good. So really nice basic cleanser. I like it. Thank you for the recommendation. All right, just a quick check-in. I've just edited the video and I want to insert an update. Concealer is going strong. Like I've got little lines, but that's my face. That's what happens when you're 36 and you're tired all the time because your toddler doesn't sleep very well. But it's holding up really well. There's no like dryness, chunkiness. This is probably like 4 hours wear, I think. Lip balm's totally gone. Goodbye, kaput. See you later. I do have eyeshadow and blush on because I've been trying something else. I filmed something else after this video. Brows, still looking great. These look really natural. And again, they're not smearing. They're not coming off. They're great. Mascara, it doesn't feel crunchy. It's not flaking off. It's not transferring. Everything is sitting really nicely. So bronzer, look, I think the blush has hidden the bronzer, to be fair. The blush that I put on, it just knocked the bronzer socks off. You can see it a little bit there. But everything's wearing really well. I'm happy with this. It feels secure on my oily skin. So good. All right, I thought leaving it at 4 hours was pretty piss weak. So this is about 8-9 hours where the concealer is looking really good. It's like held up better than my foundation. There's no like creasing or any issues. There's no dryness. There is a little bit of transfer from the mascara, but really not much. And everything's looking fine. All right, so overall, I think you guys came through with some awesome recommendations. Again, I've only tried 7 of them today. Everything is good. There's a couple of things, these guys, that I don't think really suit my routine or suit my lips or hair, but they're not bad products. I can see that they're good products. They're just not really designed for me, which is totally fine. I'm glad I've tried them. I will find ways to use them so they're not disappointing. I'm not upset that I've tried them, but they just didn't really come through as like wow products for me. But the rest I think have been pretty solid. I've been wanting to try this e.l.f. concealer for the longest time, so I'm glad I have. And I feel like so far it's looking good. Like I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder too much. I know that annoys people, but I think it looks good. So I'm happy. So far, I'm really happy. Let me know if you want me to do another one of these videos in the future, any recommendations that you have that you think I will like and I would like to try. And also if you have any e.l.f. suggestions. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Again, I would like the bronzer to be a little bit more pigmented, but beyond that, I really like the effect of it. I like the feel of it. I think everything's great. The brow pencil, I was pleasantly surprised by. I'm so used to like drugstore brow pencils being like orange on me. This one was like a really good color match, and I'm a happy camper. So thank you so much for all the suggestions. This was fun, and it was also fun buying things because I try not to buy too much these days, so it was nice to have a little excuse to try things. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see something like this again or a full face of e.l.f. makeup, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.